welcome to the Corner Office. I'm your host, Steven Bronken. This is the inaugural episode of a brand new series where we hope to interview market leaders and industry trendsetters who are setting a pace here in the hospitality industry. Today, I'm coming to you through the power of technology from the bar in the basement of the Rancho Bernardo Inn in San Diego, California. This place is actually quite fitting, as it's where I met our first guest, Mike Blake, who is the CEO of Hospitality Technology Next Generation. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. All right, Mike. Well, thank you very much for joining me. Of course, let's start with some of the tougher questions first.
All right.
What's your favorite beverage of choice?
Well, right now, I'm drinking this Two-Hearted Ale from Bell's Brewery. Fantastic. Enjoy, and let me have a sip right now.
Nice. Well, cheers to that. I am drinking a WA Railway IPA from Fall River, Nova Scotia. So local craft beer. A little bit different. Comes in its own stubby. So, it's got about the physical attributes that I do. It's great.
Love it.
All right. So can you tell me about the best hotel experience you ever had?
Wow, that's a tough one, Steve, because, I've been to so many hotels and we treat them all like our kids, right? You got to love them all. So I can't just point out one experience better than the other, but I can say that the one experience that's most memorable is one that knew me the best. So it was actually game one of the Blackhawks series, and they actually knew I was a big Chicago Blackhawks hockey fan, and they actually told me what bars I could go to actually watch the game. That's kind of cool.
Very cool. That personalized touch always helps.
It always makes a big difference.
Good. Great. Well, what about your best dad joke? I like starting things off, with a little bit of a cheer.
Jokes. When does something become a dad joke?
I think as soon as the dad finds it funny.
No, I think it's when it's apparent. I almost got you, hey?
You did almost get me.
Do fish get thirsty? All right, let me give you my favorite dad joke. This is the one that I think is great. If two vegans are fighting, is it still a beef?
It's a good one.
Gotcha.
That's a good one.
All right.
All right, good, Mike. Thank you. All right, so of course, as you know, we're kind of deep into a bit of a crisis that's hitting the hospitality industry right now. That being, COVID-19. Many of the hoteliers are going through unprecedented times and really getting their guts handed to them in a sense. So what is HTND doing to combat this crisis, both within your own office and then outside of that?
Sure. As far as our own office, we're very fortunate in the way that we've been almost preparing to go virtual for a long time now. So we've externalized our systems to the cloud. We've kind of moved to a situation where any one of us at any given point in time, we only have a small staff, but each one of the staff is able to access what they need when they need it through a virtual instance. So that's one positive you could point to. But I think, once again, HTNG is a connective tissue for the industry. So we're working very hard in three different ways. One is we're bringing calls together. So every Wednesday we have a COVID-19 call. So that's open to all players involved. So we love having that weekly call. The other thing that we're going to roll out, which is one we've been working on, but I think it was a nice to have before, but it's essential now, and that's a career center. So we want to start providing a mechanism for all the members who unfortunately find themselves without a role to go ahead and go to this career center. And we're absolutely opening up membership. So folks, if you are part of a company and are now furloughed, we'd love to have your alternate address so we can still have you part of our community. So we want folks to still, no matter what situation they're in, we're here for them. And we really want to extend that. And, the Career Center is just going to be another piece because there are folks who are actually looking for people right now. So we want to be able to get those who may not be in that in the condition or who got recently let go, maybe find a role. So, and we want to be that connective tissue. And then finally, Steven, we're changing who we are. I mean, we'd love to be at the San Bernardino Inn again and having a great HTNG conference, but we can only do that virtually now. And we're looking at ways to kind of extend some of our experiences virtually. So Tech Ovation, which kind of, looks at what are some of the innovative either services or devices or what's new out there, we're actually going to take that into a virtual instance. And we're actually using Yugo Virtual to have that kind of new experience. So bear with us. Hopefully it's going to be cool. And, we're reinventing ourselves as we go through this.
Good. No, that's great, Mike. And I mean, ultimately we built up such a community in hospitality that you're right. I mean, we really need to reach out to those folks that are affected so that we don't lose any of those members. So
absolutely.
Good. Great idea. So what about, what is HTNG planning on doing, once we emerge from all this? Like, what is kind of, your first steps coming out of this?
Boy, I was just hoping to get to a baseball game. Even see, I got my Cubs hat on ready to go. I was just hoping we could get to a baseball game or get a haircut for God's sakes. But I do think that, HTNG is going to have to reinvent itself. We are going to have to do things that are more virtual. There are, we were already on the path of collaborating with a lot of our conferences already. So we were going to be with HFTP in Europe through High Tech Europe. We're going to do High Tech Asia together. At High Tech US, which has been moved also, we are looking at helping on the advisory board. So we are looking at bolstering kind of conferences already there. So hopefully when we come out of this, we'll be even stronger.
Oh, that makes sense. Makes definite sense. And hey, cheers to the Cubs, right?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it was going to look like another tough season, but hey, without his season, that's even tougher. So let's get going.
This is true. All right. Now, post COVID-19, of course, let's say the dust settles and everything's ready and kind of we're back to normal. Where's the industry going in the next, year, 2 years, 3 years? Where do you see that? Of course, we all look to HTNG to kind of be that steward for us and kind of guide us through collectively. So, what do you see for HTNG and hospitality sector?
First of all, let's look at the time period that we're in this right now. I mean, there are going to be some owners who have the ability to go ahead and do refurbs, or remodels or redos, which will be fantastic if they're able to get that done. I know there's a long road ahead to do a lot of that, and you're going to have to work collaboratively with some of the city officials and what have you. But if there's a way to get some of that activity jump started, I think, as far as, when occupancies are low, this is not a bad time to be able to do some refurbs. Mm-hmm. If you can do that, we can start seeing everyone says it's going to be, is it a U-shaped or a V-shaped recovery? I don't know. I got a feeling it's going to take a little while. Mm-hmm. I think people are going to have to get some confidence in traveling again. And you know what? I love hospitality, and I think we're going to get there, and I wish it to have that V-shaped curve. I don't want this long, extended U-shaped curve. But for those of us who take advantage of kind of the lower occupancies and are able to make their product fresh and new and be able to put in some good technology, now's not a bad time to do it. But I think the others are eventually we're going to get a slow return. We're already seeing occupancy rates grow in some of our Asian markets. So hopefully, we'll be able to see the US and the European markets and the Middle East markets come back with a vengeance.
Yeah, let's definitely hope so. Well, great. Well, thank you very much, Mike. Like I said, this is our inaugural episode, so I definitely appreciate your time. And
well, Steven, let me thank you for being part of this inaugural episode. I think HTNG has been close friends with Safety NetAccess, and we think the world of you guys, and just keep on keeping on. And I wish you guys the best too through this.
Thank you very much. You as well. Safe health always, and prosperity when everything comes out of this. So
Hey,
that's great.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Mike. Thanks. Thank you very much for watching the inaugural episode of The Corner Office. I hope that you've enjoyed it. A great big thanks to Mike Blake of HTNG for being our very first guest. If you'd like to find out more about HTNG, please visit www.htng.org. Additionally, for more information on Safety NetAccess, our services, and our products, please visit www.safetynetaccess.com. Thank you very much for watching. Safe health and be well. Cheers, everybody.